Hello, my beautiful aberration investigator server. We are coming at you live with another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today it is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. My name is Marzi, and I'll be playing Manah Jeri, which is a name that has not passed these lips in over a year. Actually, I checked. And I am joined by my lovely, extremely talented, and creative co-host.
Hi, I'm Avi, and I'm holding an, uh, a handshake out for Marzi because I also think they're amazing.
I lick your hand.
Thank you. I'll accept that. We are both amazing and talented.
God, it's been so long since I've done my smooth radio voice intro.
I'm playing a new character, and I think it would be funny if I wait to introduce them.
Hell yeah. We're here to do the funnies. That's what Toonkind is all about.
Do 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 do
Do-do-do-do-do.
Anyway.
We open this FPS. It is one late night in Toon Town proper, because that's where Manah lives. Yeah, surprise, it's not a Villestown game, motherfuckers. And huh?
We've had AI scenes in Toon Town, don't worry.
Yeah, Arata lives here.
Arata lives here.
It's fine.
The amount of times Arata is gone. I live here.
I live here in Toon Town.
But yes.
In the country of Giznep. Is it a country? Or is it a state? I don't remember what it is in Einkel.
It's a country. Einkel is a continent.
Okay, yeah. Got it. I know my land of asses. Yes. It's late one night, into town. Manah, of course, is awake because it's Manah. She's been doing better, but she still doesn't sleep.
Oh, beloved.
She has so much to do.
You do have so much to do. Such as chores.
Yeah, like chores, like taking out the garbage at bumblefuck o'clock at night.
Yeah. Is it just like generic like trash, or was this like from like scraps from like a recent project, or?
It's probably like scraps that are too small to like use in any future projects, mixed with the actual small bits of food waste and plastic containers from the rare times when she does eat. She's just carrying a garbage bag to her garbage can.
Full disclosure for both Marzi and the audience, I have not experienced Manah. So I'm learning a lot about her in the first, 5 minutes of this FPS.
All you need to know is that she's a cute pink anime girl. She can't speak, and she doesn't self-care.
So she fits right in an aberration investigator.
Exactly! And just fucked up secrets, just like everyone else in aberration investigator.
Oh, we love that so much.
We love that for her.
But yeah, it's been a quite the day here for you, Manah. Is it Manah or Manah?
Manah, like the magic Manah.
Okay. My funky upbringing wants to call it Manah.
That's fair.
Yeah. But so if I trip up, that's why.
That's understandable. I love you.
God, I was going to say something. It's probably been a day for you. You're a seamstress here in Toon Town. You probably see quite a bit of business. And you are just taking it easy in the late butt fuck hours of the night. And as you're taking your trash outside, as you're taking your trash out, Sorry, I just saw the gallery. Monarch.
Fucking up, Monarch.
Fucking love her. Anyway. Thank you, Cobb. Fucking love that. As you're taking your trash out, why don't you roll me a Percepi?
Oh my god, finally. She's using my one character with normal, like, skills and mods.
Yeah.
She's so normal despite not at all being normal, you guys. Look at how average she is.
Oh, that is so fucking average. Oh, what is this man's? What is this man's? This man's got no stealth. I don't think he would be purposefully stealthing, so I'm not gonna roll for him.
He rattles like the little wooden guy he is.
I mean, I think what ends up happening, because I think it's funny,
Mm-hmm.
You hear, like, where is Manah's, like, shop or house located in Toon Town? Is it like around other buildings?
Yeah, it is around other buildings. She does work out of her home, which is advised, but you know.
Alright. And because I think it's fucking hilarious, Manah, this was probably normal or par for the course here in Toon Town. There is somebody on the roof of the house right next to yours. House, building.
Just standing there under the moon.
Sort of. You get the impression, like, judging from the way they're posed, you got a 16 on that, from the way they're posed, they look like they're looking at their feet, trying to figure something out, and their, like, arms are kind of, like, held out in a sort of, like, trying to balance pose.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's what you see fucking up there.
Manah, first of all, does what she came out here to do and puts the garbage bag in her trash can. Like, kind of stares up at this person? Question mark. She can't speak. So, what she does is she, with the hand that wasn't holding the garbage bag because ew, she sticks her thumb and middle finger in her mouth and lets out a sharp whistle.
All right, I'm gonna roll a dex save. Oh, my mans!
I don't know if that's good or bad.
My man's got a 7!
Oh, your man!
Okay. Here's what happens. You let out this sharp whistle. It is very late in the evening. You're fairly certain this guy wasn't expecting anyone else. In fact, the moment you let out the sharp whistle, you see him jump tunishly high. And, I don't know how else to say it. He trips over the back edge of the building he was on and falls.
I mean, she does have feather fall.
Alright, so you're just casting Featherfall at this dude?
Yeah, like, she probably sees him, like, tilting back and then, like, really quick casts it.
Oh my gosh, I'm just making sure the casting time is alright. Yep. Well, you see this dude, flail his arms, in, like, the pinwheel, like, trying to balance himself, cartoon motion, you know the bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts falling off the side of, off the roof of the building, and, And you manage to cast Featherfall before he, like, makes it too far down.
And just like a paper in the breeze.
Like a paper in the breeze, which is kind of great because is there any lighting around?
Oh, probably not, 'cause it's bumblefuck at night, and Manah's house has heavy curtains, so there wouldn't be any light coming out.
Yeah,
I mean, like maybe street lights, but
yeah, I don't know if you would get it then because of how late it is and how dark it is. But this guy, he kind of, floats on down. And he's kind of looking towards you, incredibly confused. And he says, hi?
Manah lowers her hand from her mouth and kind of squints and then waves.
Yeah, he waves back. Your passive perception is a 16.
Yes.
Okay. This guy's not that tall. In fact, you can meet his gaze pretty easily. In fact, that's the odd thing about him. You know exactly where his eye line would be, even in the dark, in this dim sort of lighting, or shitty ass lighting. You're behind the house and the street lamps are like probably further away. You know exactly where his eye line is because his eyes are glowing.
Hey, surprise. Character who has yet been named. This person staring back at you, eyes are also glowing.
Okay, is it the dark vision kind of glowing, or is it just like a generic glow?
Like a generic tealy glow. I don't think she has dark vision. Do you have dark vision? I don't think she has dark vision.
Probably not. I don't think Toons get that unless it's like a very specific feat or the spell.
No, she does not.
But yeah, samesies.
Just two Toons glowing in the dark. And she slowly signs, "You okay?"
There's a noticeable pause as he looks up at you, and realizes that you're signing, and you see there's like a moment where he lifts his hands up to like sign back. But as he does this, you notice that his movements are kind of stiff. Before he's like, "Oh, sorry, I don't think I can sign back. I'm fine."
And Manah's actually gonna cast dancing lights.
Alright, I'm gonna pull up dancing lights real quick.
Yeah.
Alright, more torch-sized lights. Alright.
That's dark. And she has realized she knows she personally knows she's one of the scariest people in Toon Town. But she is also talking to a stranger behind her home in the dark.
Yeah, okay. Here's what happens. You light up this area, and in doing so, you get a much better look at this guy. It's quite fascinating because I love the falling speed with with Featherfall. That really does make you really, really light, which is so funny, because you described it as like a paper drifting in the wind.
Oh no.
This man is made of wood. Probably not the most the strangest thing you've seen in Toon Town. But he is definitely made of wood. Moreover, he looks like a doll. Like, somebody took a doll and just enlarged it.
His clothes look.
That's the fascinating thing, actually. You know how with, like, certain kinds of dolls, especially, like, wooden ones, the fabric they'll use for certain stuff doesn't have, like, enough tensile strength for, like, you know, like, ease of motion? That's what it looks like.
Oh.
He seems mostly fine, but again, he kind of, I actually have a picture of him. Give me a second. It's
Give.
It's the old ass ref. I'm currently redrawing, but don't worry about it.
Oh my god, there he is!
Yeah. He's got a nice color scheme of like blues and yellows, and hair that looks like almost like ribbons that are like stiffly curled slightly.
Like wood shavings.
Yeah, like wood shavings. This man is entirely made of wood.
This man now also with the new bright lights sees Manah like look him over and kind of grimace.
I want you to imagine, he's not very expressive. In fact, he seems to be like staring up at you with like almost like a blank expression. But he does do the nervous side glance when you grimace. He is expressing something. You get the impression he's not doing a great job of trying to express himself yet, TM.
Darling, I love him. Yeah, Manah is gonna reach over to help him up.
Yeah, he'll take that help.
And then because classic Manah, she makes sure that he's standing and then signs new clothes.
He kind of blinks at that, and he's like, "What?"
Points at him, signs again, new clothes.
He kind of like looks down at his outfit, the one that kind of he's wearing, and he's like, "But it came with this. What? I don't have gold. I can't get new clothes."
And Manah shakes her head and does the people who've seen Spirited Away, the way that like the spirits beckon. What the fuck is her name? Chihiro, I think. The way like that very Asian elder like come here hand motion. It's as someone who's Asian, I can say it's a very Asian hand motion.
It's funny because I do know the kind of hand gesture you're talking about. I don't know how to describe it. I am too white for that.
It's okay. I love you so much. It's basically like you let your wrist go kind of limp. Oh god, I don't know how to describe it either. I just know how to do it because I'm Asian. But yeah, no, she's just doing that motion at him as she's like walking back towards her house.
He does that nervous side glance again, like, like
am I being kidnapped?
he's like, what's going on? Hello. Before he kind of like follows after, and like as he walks, yeah, no, his footsteps are definitely making noise. He is wooden.
Oh, he's a little clinky boy. Just a little wooden clink.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she holds the back door open for him, and when he peeks inside, God, this place is fucking messy.
He winces.
Yeah, no, like it's a back door, so it's probably like leading into the kitchen, which barely looks used food-wise. However, on the counters are like messy, half-stacked swatches of fabric. On a very tiny table in the corner is like a half-folded, but like obviously in the middle of being sewn up like sweater. And on the back of a chair at that tiny table is like two different jackets. In the sink, a single spoon.
It is in this moment that this man's finally understands what you mean by new clothes.
It's eternally, oh, and I'm being kidnapped by a seamstress.
And you kind of hear him clear his throat. And he's just, wait, are you going to make me clothes?
And yep, she nods very enthusiastically as she opens her fridge, hands him a pudding cup.
Yeah, see, he was about to like pat himself down for gold, and like you give him the pudding cup and he like stops that immediately, so now he's just kind of holding it.
Manah, like, after handing him the pudding cup, stands back a little and, like, looks over him again and then signs, "Do you eat?"
There's, like, a pause, like, a moment of hesitation, and he's like, oh, right, and he, like, starts to, like, fumble a bit as he tries to get the thing open.
Oh. Manah will probably watch him for a second before she reaches to take the pudding cup back.
Like, you're taking it from him?
Yeah, she's gonna open it for him.
Oh my god. Cartoon sweat drop.
Yeah, she opens the pudding cup for him and grabs him a spoon, then hands it back, and it just signs, "Eat, then measurements."
I don't have gold to pay for clothes, though.
And she just waves her hand and signs, "Free."
He kind of... Sorry, there's a very specific image in my head, and I'll have to look for it later. But, like, more sweat drops, and he's just... With all due respect, ma'am, I don't know if that's a good business practice.
Manah's just smiles at him and signs, "Hasn't stopped me yet."
Okay, that actually gets a snort from him.
And then carefully she shoos him out of the kitchen and into the actual living space, which is worse than the kitchen.
Oh my god. Is there even space for him to sit down?
Probably while he's very carefully watching his step, because there are piles of fabric scraps on the ground. Manah has bustled over to clear off a spot on her couch.
Oh my god.
The couch, at least, is mostly clear, because Manah does sometimes get guests, like her sipster.
Aww. He's very pointedly, like, trying not to make a comment on the mess. But, like, there's a moment where, like, you definitely see him looking at it and he's thinking about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Creative people are just like that. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it. Does it look like a Muppet-born pile bomb went off in this home? Maybe.
Yeah,
it's fine.
He'll carefully maneuver, and again, it looks his movements feel like look a little stiff. But like he'll carefully maneuver around everything and take a seat.
And Manah is going to seat herself on her coffee table. She can do that. It's her house. And Revati gets, unnamed man.
I mean, we can say it right now. It's fine. They haven't introduced themselves yet. I don't know when that's gonna happen.
He gets this time to eat his pudding while Manah has done like the chin hands thing and like her elbows are on her knees and she's just kind of looking at him.
It makes him a little nervous. But like, as he like eats, I have to think about how he does this. Because it has been a while since he's done this.
Beauty and the Beast style when they're having that porridge.
He holds the spoon like you hold a dagger. And like as he's holding it, you see him like squinting at how he's holding it, and it's like this very intense expression of I don't know if this is right kind of deal.
What's passive perception or insight?
His passive insight is +6.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, he can see, like, Manah doesn't make any noise, not even when she laughs. But, he can see her shoulders, like, shaking, like she's giggling at him.
He's made of wood, but he's a toon, so rule of funny dictates that his face goes pink. And he's just... I haven't done this in a while. Please don't laugh.
And she leans back and thinks and signs newly formed?
Oh, no, just... And he pauses as he tries to figure out a way to put this into words that won't freak someone out, much less a stranger. And he's just, I'm not from around here.
Manah looks at how he's holding the spoon and nods.
I normally don't have to eat, but here I do when I'm... Phone notification noise.
Shh, don't acknowledge it.
When I'm And he kind of trails off, and he kind of glances down at how he's holding the spoon. I'm gonna be nice to him. Yeah, I'm nice to him. What's your history? It's fucking stupid is what it is.
Holy fuck.
I want to emphasize Revati is not a rogue or a bard. I just rolled really well on his stats, and with the feats he's got, his intelligence is an even 20.
Hell yeah. We love perfect 20 stats.
But yeah, you see him squint at how he's like holding it for a second before he's like, oh wait, he kind of like balances the pudding cup like in his lap before he kind of like readjusts his grip on the spoon. And well, he starts eating.
And Manah smiles at him and stands up to start putting to clear out more space and move more fabric scraps.
Oh my gosh.
Before she deems that done, and she turns and signs, I'm Manah. Manah Jeri.
And he kind of like looks back up in the middle of like him taking a bite, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of a spoonful, he looks back up at her, and he quickly swallows, and it's just, it's nice to meet you, Manah. You see him like pause, like as if to make sure he's pronouncing it right, because you are signing.
Yeah, she does nod very encouragingly.
Well, there isn't a sign for my name, but you can call me Revati.
And then she does like the motions of like hemming and hawing, like that thoughtful motion. No sound comes out still. She's a very quiet tune.
Yeah, some dudes are just like that.
Sometimes you make no noise that your guest knows of. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I remember that this is your very first time interacting with Manah, Avi.
Yeah!
You know literally nothing about
Jack Norshit. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Hee-hoo. I don't know if you'll have to make one of these fun funky rolls that I do for her, but we'll see.
Oh.
Yeah, Manah just has fun funky stuff about her. Don't even worry about it. But yeah. Then after she's done thinking whatever it is she was thinking of over, she signs again. You said you have no gold. Do you have a place to stay?
Cartoon sweat drop. And he's just, no. I just got here.
You know when people like coo over something they think is really cute, and that face that they make when they make the cooing noise?
Oh my god.
Manah, like it looks like it looks like it would sound like she's cooing, but it's just the face she's making as she reaches over and like pats his head.
He kind of makes a face at that, and he's just, what? What's that for?
She signs, you can stay here. My couch is free.
My man really doesn't know how to react to that. I think what he ends up kind of like, again, looks at you, like stares up at you. I want to emphasize, he hasn't fully adjusted to this body yet, so the doll face is still kind of in that neutral expression.
So he's just like staring really intensely at her.
Yeah.
Cool. After like a couple seconds of him staring, she very pointedly turns around.
And he's like, wait, hold on, I don't... Hang on, let me figure out what he says. He says, I can offer something in return. You just met me. In fact, you just saw me outside and took me in. I can do something in exchange. And he glances around at the mess.
And Manah shakes her head as she fishes a blanket out from some of the piles of scrap fabric.
Oh my fucking god. She brings one out that's like a piece of fabric that's like way too big, and then she's like, wait, no.
Yeah, she holds up a fabric. Nope, that's sequined. Holds up another. She grabs into a pile again. No, that's just a strip of fabric. Her hands go back.
Oh my god.
And she pulls out a blanket and gathers that and carefully signs around it. It's okay, I live alone. Take my couch.
That's very nice of you. Huh. You see him kind of just like relent a little bit.
And she kind of hangs the blanket on the back of the couch. And then she hands at him again before moving her hands to sign, done eating?
Oh, yes. And he kind of sets the cup down off to the side.
She claps her hands together and starts beckoning him to another room.
Oh my god. Has to maneuver around the fucking the fucking mess again.
He's very carefully maneuvering, which is hard for him and his little wooden legs. Manah doesn't give two shits. She's like kicking stuff out of the way as they go.
Oh my god. It's impolite. That's her stuff.
And she brings him into another room, turns on the lights. This one, actually, finally, very neat. And he can immediately tell that this is where she would immediately bring customers.
Oh my god.
It was like on one side is like a big full-length mirror and like a little like step podium that people can stand on while she's measuring them. And like on the back wall, there's like hangers of fabric samples.
Oh wow.
It's like this is where she actually works.
You said there's like a mirror here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Revati catches sight of his reflection, and he kind of stares at it for a little too long before he like keeps following.
And on the wall opposite of the door, there's a big old window. which is weird considering how very dark and thick and heavy the curtains covering it are.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think with that big of a window, especially when this is where you take customers, you'd want that open, but no. But I mean, it's fine. It's a bumblefucking night. Why would she have her curtains open?
Yeah.
That's not weird at all.
Makes a mental note of that.
And yep, she beckons him over to the little podium step in front of the mirror. And then, like, kind of tugs on that half cape, half, like, shawl thing on his shoulders.
Oh, and he kind of reaches up. There's, like, a little, like, chain link that, like, clips it together, and he kind of undoes that. And, like, yeah.
And while he's doing that, she's grabbing like a tape measure and a little like hand like notebook and a pencil, and she's signing at him. Oh God, is that something she would ask? She didn't ask her sister. I mean, that's different. Marigold is different to a guy that she scooped up behind her house. And she very quickly signs, can you feel fabric preference?
And he kind of like does an experimental tap against his chest, and he says, "Not yet." And he kind of like looks down at his like outfit that he's already wearing, and he's trying to figure out what kind of fabric it is. He doesn't know. He's not a I can't reveal too much about him like right off the bat.
Yeah.
He's not familiar with fabrics.
That's fair. It's probably something like kind of like stiff since he's a doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just I suppose anything that moves better.
And she's nodding as she's jotting that down. And then she makes her way over, and I don't know how much Revati knows about seamstresses and people who take measurements and stuff.
There was only one person who got close, but anyway.
Well, rip to him. He's gonna get manhandled.
Oh my fucking God. Hilarious, he is a doll.
Yeah, we're just turning him into one of those little wooden, like, posable mannequins for artists.
I mean, he's pretty good at posing.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great. And Manah, like, steps up behind him. He is fairly small compared to her. And she kind of maneuvers his arm while she's standing behind, like, so he's basically T-posing.
Yeah, yes. T-pose.
The classic T-pose. And before she starts measuring, she signs at him. Go ahead and tell me about yourself. And then, in a more jokey manner, I'm not great at chit-chat, so...
Yeah, he does kind of laugh at that. It's a very, dorkish kind of laugh. It wasn't a great joke, but he loved it.
Good.
I think what he ends up saying is, well, do you know about Fruit Country?
Oh God, Manah, do you?
You can roll a history. It is a low DC, but you can roll history if you want to.
Manah out here flexing. unnecessarily.
Oh my fucking god. Yes, you fucking do. Fruit Country is the Mushroom Kingdom XP.
Mm.
It is a monarchy. Currently being ruled over by a princess, Princess Amanita Muscaria. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's the scientific name of a very specific mushroom, but that's what her name is.
I love that, actually.
Yeah. Princess Amanita Muscaria is the current ruler. But also, this is the country in which a certain Kappa king keeps trying to invade and kidnap a princess. And where a certain incredibly famous adventurer, two adventurers, they're brothers.
They're brothers. Don't separate them.
I can't separate them. Are from Marion and Lucius Mercutio are from here. You could actually find some of their exports in some shops. I'm referencing this now because Obby's shop in the Squiddy Games server and in AI does have some power-ups.
Hell fucking yeah, it does. I feel like the stuff that like Manah like couldn't avoid learning because it's all like big stuff, because she probably only looked into it for like fashion trends and ideas.
Which is really funny because, again, this is for country. The primary people, the citizens here, are mushroom people. That don't have a lot of, like, in terms of fashion. Like, sure, you'll definitely find seamstresses and, like, tailors and whatnot. But it does seem that you have to go pretty out of your way from the, like, majority civilization to find, like, actually interesting clothes. Because, look, audience, this is Super Mario. You know what Toad looks like.
I love Toad. Toad's my favorite Mario character.
He's also shirtless.
Correct. Man, anytime I played a Mario game, if I had the chance, I was either Toad or Toadette.
Fucking valid.
I know, it's so based of me.
Based on what?
Mario, actually.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
Oh my god.
Hold the based on what on me?
Oh my god.
But yeah, Manah is nodding. Yes, she does know. She does know.
And he just kind of goes, that's kind of where I'm from. He takes a deep breath and he's just, I actually just kind of jumped here, and, kind of overjudged my, trajectory, and I ended up on that roof.
She gives like a slow, sympathetic nod and asks what he's doing so far from home.
Oh, I'm looking for something. Weird question, actually. Have you seen anything fall from the sky recently?
Oh god, has she?
You can roll another history if you want.
Woo! I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Yeah, probably not. I think
Yeah,
with a
no.
10,
Revati. Oh, go ahead.
I think with a 10 you might have like heard wind of like uh what do you call them? A meteor shower?
Hmm.
Falling stars, shooting stars, like one of those kind of showers, but like I don't know if Manah's the type to just like watch that on her own.
I don't think so.
Mm.
So yeah, no. Revati sees her kind of like tilt her head thoughtfully again, like she did outside before she shakes her head and signs. Haven't seen any, but people talk around town.
And he kind of looks a little dejected for a split second before he despite being a neutral face doll, uh, the way his like shoulders kind of slump before he kind of like pulls himself back together because you are posing him. um, and he's like, all right, maybe I can ask around. Don't know if they would fall anywhere around here. You hear him kind of muttering to himself.
Hmm. And Manah is measuring as he's mumbling to himself, and it probably doesn't take too long. He is a small wooden doll.
He sure is.
When she's done, she gives him a little pat on the head.
You're doing this to a man who's got a wizard hat on, which is really.
Oh God! Wait, is it a wizard? Oh my God, it is.
It is.
Eyes.
It's really amusing to the me.
Scrunch hat, scrunch hat.
And he kind of like tips the like brings a hand to the brim of the hat and like kind of tips it back because if you're patting his head, it's gonna dip downward. But yeah.
Yeah, she has like the measuring tape over her shoulders like a scarf as she's signing. I'm sure you'll find it. If it's anything big plot, Toon Town is probably a good place to start.
I've heard that a lot. Is she directly in front of him? Or...
No, she's been standing behind him this whole time. The only way because it's something that she's very good at passing off as a thing that she needs to do while measuring, but she has very carefully manhandled him so that he is not looking directly at her. If he's looking at her, it's through the mirror.
Well, that's the thing. He's not looking at her through the mirror. She's looking. He's looking at himself. How's her insight?
Passive is a 19.
Okay, yeah. He's been dropping some pretty odd statements. The first one that comes to mind that I remember is you asked him if he has like any like texture preferences for fabrics and like if he can feel. And he said not yet. But the way he's looking at himself in the mirror, it's almost a mix of familiarity in the sense that he hasn't seen this in a long time.
Manah will probably just stand behind him for a second and let him take in his own reflection. Before she reaches out and pats his shoulder.
Yeah, and like whatever daze he's in, he kind of like jolts out of it and he looks towards her.
and she'll smile and sign. I'll make sure whatever I make for you is soft for when you can feel it.
And his mouth doesn't move, but like his eyes do like light up with a smile. And he's just like,
he's really cute.
Thank you. I tried very hard. And he goes, thank you. I appreciate that.
And you know what? Manah is one of my most impulsive characters. She does whatever she wants. That sort of like cooing look is back again, and she actually reaches forward and she like she puts her hands on his face. She's like cupping his cheeks, and you know that very affectionate like thing that like parents sometimes do, where like they're holding their kid's face and they give like a little like shake.
I have to. You're not like pinching them or anything, right?
No, she's just like holding his face in her hands and just like the way she's maneuvering his head is like he's just shaking his head no, but it's because she is moving him.
Yeah, his expression goes into a "what's happening" kind of expression.
He is very cute and he cannot help this.
He is. But he picked a toon body.
Also, yeah, Manah also just has a soft spot for adorable construct.
I guess.
Her little sister was literally a centaur robot.
Oh my gosh. Love that for them, actually.
Revati's just so little guy. I'm sorry that Revati was immediately adopted by Manah. Manah took one look at this guy and was like, haha, little guy, mine now.
I guess. That's really funny. I love that.
No, yeah, and Marigold is wooden now. She's also a wooden toon now. So Manah just sees this lost little guy and is like, that's a baby. This is mine now.
Wait until she finds out how old he actually is.
God, right?
Yeah.
But he's probably just like staring. Actually, you know what? Just so you have something to roll against. Roll me a perception.
Okay, give me a second. He doesn't have proficiency in perception, which is really fucking funny to me. Just based on the class he is.
Mm.
Oh, that's really fucking good, though. Okay, buddy. What was your perception on?
Cool. Yeah, she's really close to him because her hands are literally on his face, and he kind of can only really look at her. This close, he could notice that like she has the heart-shaped pupils.
Oh, you know what's fun about that?
Oh?
Revati's pupils are not normal shaped. Well, he doesn't exactly...
Oh my god, samey!
He doesn't have pupils per se. In fact, his eyes are a bit odd because again, he's a wooden doll. But your passive perception is like a 16, was it?
Yes.
Alright. There is like the faint shape of lightly colored stars in his eyes.
That's really fucking cute.
Fucking bubblegum pink anime girl with a heart motif versus a wooden doll with a star motif.
But yeah, and it's as Revati is, because he can really only look at her like this. He's taking that in, as he's noticing, huh? But also weirdly enough, the lights in this room are like white lights, but the shines off her eyes are a very weird glowy teal, and it's when he notices that. Please make me a whiz save.
Oh boy. He is a wizard. He does have proficiency in this. I don't know if that's gonna save him.
It depends.
Oh, right. That's...
Because the DC is your perception check. Oh shit! So, hang on.
Uh-oh. Hi, audience. I hope you appreciate how little guy my man's is. I was saying it before we started. He's probably taller than Marion. But that's not saying much because Marion is 5'1". I think he might be like 5'3"-ish.
Haha, yeah, here's the funny role that I mentioned earlier.
Oh boy.
Manah has this funny thing where, Jessica, I wanted you to experience it. If someone rolls a perception or insight on her, they then have to make a wisdom. That's my dice tray, Angel, Jesus Christ. They have to make a whiz save with whatever they rolled as their perception or insight as the DC. That Angel. That's just a funny little homebrew that I do.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. You only take 3 psychic damage.
Ouch.
Yeah, as Revati is noticing that, since he's so close to Manah's feet, Angel, I'm recording right now. Stop.
Kitty says no. It's kitty time for kitty
He's
cries.
climbing on my chest because he wants attention.
Give him pets.
I'm petting him, but I'm recording, Angel. Yes, I love you. I'm not being muffled by cat. Yes, okay, yes, I love you. Move. Yes. God, he's back. Stop. You lose my train of thought.
Maybe I should open my door to make sure Maki's okay.
That's my dice tray. Alright, nope, you go on the floor. Okay, what was I saying?
He took 3 psychic damage.
Yes, there is. As he's making the note of her eyes shine a weird teal despite the white light. He's close enough to her and like looking hard enough just because of the proximity that he notices when her bangs weirdly shift from pink to orange and start to curl, and something twinges painfully in the back of his head at that, and then his face is being very quickly turned away.
Oh. He's like, ah. What was that?
And Manah stands up very quickly, and dusts her hands off on her skirt. And signs nothing.
That wasn't nothing.
Are you hurt?
I think he does break out of the post a little bit to like bring a hand to his head. And he's just only a little bit.
My cat is now on my desk and covering everything.
Ooh.
Angel, Jesus Christ! And Manah sort of bustles around, sits down the measuring tape, um, and she's not looking at him anymore, but she signs, sleep will help. You should sleep.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna blurt it out loud. He's just gonna be very blunt. He says, "Was that intentional?"
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, there's a cat here bothering me. It's very hard to focus on this mindset.
Marzi, I don't want to alarm you, but there's a little guy in your room.
What the fuck? Where? Yo, what the fuck? Fletcher's not here. Anyway.
Yeah, he's just asking if that was intentional.
In a very resigned way, Manah sort of like leans on the table, like on her hands, and shakes her head.
Yeah, I think he kind of like watches her carefully for a second before he kind of sighs.
And she signs. You probably wondered why such a young girl is inviting strangers into her home. And she kind of looks down at her hands, like clenches and unclenches her fists and signs. I can tell you right now, I'm one of the scariest people in Toon Town.
Yeah, there's like a that pause was in character. He kind of like watches her for a second, and the way she's like clenching and unclenching her hands.
She's very resigned and a little sad.
I think what he ends up doing is she's not like measuring him anymore. Is he?
No, yeah, she's done. She put down the measure tape.
Okay, so he kind of like drops out of the pose finally. Uh, Hops off the little stand.
Mm.
And walks over to her. I've decided that he's 5'3" just now.
Oh my god, Fletcher height.
Fletcher height.
He really is a little guy.
He is a little guy. And he's just, what does he say? He says, I don't hold it against you. It was just frightening. But if you didn't mean to do that, it's fine. I'll be alright. I've had a lot worse.
And kind of she gives him like a little half smile and she signs, "My fault. I got a little too excited."
I'll say, we're really that cute. And he kind of like turns to look over his shoulder at the mirror and kind of like does that. Like, you know that like hand gesture where you're like holding your jaw and like looking at yourself in the mirror, and he's kind of like doing that.
Yeah, it's like they're like turning his own head and like looking at himself.
Yeah.
And her shoulders are shaking like she'd be laughing if she could make noise. And she signs, "If your cheeks were pinchable, I would have been pinching you."
Oh, that wouldn't stop Amanita, I don't think. And he kind of lets out a resigned sigh at that. And he's just, well, if it's worth anything, I have seen a lot scarier too.
And now a little more playfully, Manah kind of scoffs and is just, "That's because you've just met me."
I guess that means you have plenty of time to try and scare me.
And she grins at him and kind of, you know that like kind of shoulder gesture you do
Yeah.
when you're like half shrugging. It's like, "You are sleeping over in my home."
He kind of looks at her and kind of looks around the house, and he says, and he kind of shrugs and says, "I've slept in a volcano where that was a lair for a dragon. I would take anything at this point." That is canon to Super Mario RPG, by the way.
I love that for him. And Manah snaps and points at him and signs, "Good point."
He does kind of laugh at that.
And then she starts shooing him back out of this little workroom and back to like the actual living space.
Oh, wait, can I have my Capulet?
Oh. Yep, Manah real quick turns and grabs that to hand it to him.
Yeah, he kind of like grabs onto it in the sense that he doesn't want to lose it. So he kind of just takes it and holds onto it, and like I think he puts it back on for now.
These are his pajamas.
He has no other clothes.
It's fine. That'll change by sunrise.
And I think like as he's being shooed out the door, he kind of like looks over and he's just, "Wait, don't you also need to sleep?"
She just kind of like hand motion.
If he could frown right now, he would.
Oh god. No, okay, yeah, Manah would do this. And she points to the couch and signs, "To bed with you, young man."
I wish I could describe the kind of face he handed me because he's not capable of making it. But there is a moment where he's like about to say something when you call him a young man, where he like opens his mouth, but then it just kind of shuts and like he's immediately just the colon eye expression. He's not opening that bag of worms right now. I think what he does do, however, is that he kind of like he does like maneuver his way back to the back to the couch.
Mm.
And like he sits down and he like holds onto the he like puts one hand on the blanket and he's grabbing it. But like before he pulls it in, he's just like, "Do I remember how to do this?"
Manah will tuck him in. That is a threat.
No, there's like a moment where he's like he says that out loud and everything, and then like there's a moment where like he's holding onto the blanket for a second, for two, before he just kind of sighs and shrugs and just pulls the blanket over himself.
I just put this on the spot. It's a very like bright baby pink blanket.
Clashes with the color scheme.
Absolutely. You know what? Also, has a white heart pattern on it.
That's cute.
I've decided.
I think he does kind of like tuck himself into bed on the couch and he's kind of like drifting there, like vibing for a second, you know, like you don't like immediately fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of chilling for a second before he kind of looks in Manah's direction. And he's just, "Are you sure you don't want me to pay you back?"
And Manah immediately makes a big X with her arms.
In his mind, he's already made up the decision to find a way to pay her back. If not, like, a repayment, then definitely, like, a thank you gift.
Mm.
But, like, outwardly...
Gift-giving war.
Outwardly, he does kind of, relent and nod, and he kind of just leans back against the couch, and yeah. Even if he does, even if he can't quite remember how to fall asleep, he's pretty certain the body will at some point.
Just pass out.
Yeah.
Probably falls asleep to the sound of Manah quietly sorting through fabric and opening and closing doors. And as he drifts off, he faintly hears the beginnings of a sewing machine turning on.
The rhythmic,
So very soothing.
Again, he's fallen asleep in worse places.
That's fine. And you know...
Mm-hmm.
What?
What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna skip to when he wakes up.
Alright.
Yeah, wakes up lying on the couch, neatly tucked up in that pink and white blanket. On the coffee table in front of his face is a stack of clothes, another pudding cup, and a glass of milk.
That is so fucking funny. I love this. I love this so much. Like, how many sets of clothes?
He probably has like a loose shirt, pants, like a jacket, a sweater, probably another little capelet.
Aww. Did she like remake his outfit, like his current outfit, but
like an actual adventuring clothes, like suitable fabric, yeah.
Yeah.
probably like she doesn't make shoes, but she collects bits and bobs enough that she probably has like a spare pair of boots that she can give him.
See, the sad thing is that the boots are kind of a weird situation for him.
Are those just his feet?
They are wooded, yes.
Ah, okay, never
like
mind.
little,
Damn.
that little fold that like kind of like pops off, like where his boots would start. Those are like actually like some form of like fabric, like some kind of faux leather that's like very very stiff. So like theoretically he could take it off and replace it with something else.
It's fine. It's fine. Manah just literally recreated his whole thing and tossed in like a jacket and a sweater.
Oh, that's
and like
so cute.
A pair of pants. Just in case. Just to have spares.
Just in case.
You know, those adventuring types.
Oh, absolutely. And I think he does seem very fond at that. He's just like, oh, aw. He didn't expect her to finish so quickly.
Classic Manah.
Classic Manah. But he probably does like rifle through them. And I'm just gonna say it, because like Manah's not here. There's probably like a toon transition. The camera looks away, looks back. He's in the like better fitting clothes.
Hell yeah, it's fine. They're both toons. They can have quick changes.
Yeah. The rest goes in his hammer space, and for the audience, his hammer space is in his hat.
Good. The only way for toons with wizard hats.
Correct. I think he does try and fumble with the pudding cup again. Does get it open eventually.
Hell yeah.
Eats that, drinks the milk, and like, is Manah around anywhere?
He could probably hear like footsteps and doors opening and closing. The occasional munch on an apple.
I do a nod. I think he handed me doing this earlier, and I couldn't find a place to like put it in. But like he's like on his left to his own devices. He is once again like holding up his hands and trying to like sign, but his fingers are still a little stiff.
Aww.
He does sign the letter. He does manage to get the letter M and the letter A.
It's probably when Manah walks in with like a big empty laundry basket that she was about to start piling full of fabric scraps, like a half-eaten apple, like just in her teeth. No, she has not slept. Yes, this is her breakfast. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's very, very, very focused, trying to get his fingers to move the way he wants them to.
Oh my god, hang on. My mother cat is destroying my door.
What's in? Hi, audience. Welcome back to the Avi Hour. The hour where it's just Avi.
Okay, my door is safe.
It is no longer the Avi Hour.
The shortest commercial break.
Alright. Yeah, he's just very focused, trying to like sign. And like, is Manah just watching him?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, there's a very clear like, he definitely knows the like how the sign is supposed to look, he's just having trouble with his fingers, man.
He's really fucking cute. I'm gonna explain my thought process here. Because Manah is very impulsive and does whatever she wants. And Revati is very fucking cute. And he's all dressed up in his new clothes. Manah just really wants to fucking hug him.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hasn't noticed that she's there yet.
His only warning is the sound of the laundry basket being put down. And is being held.
And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this now. Morning.
He gets a quick, like, squeeze of a hug, and then Manah backs off and pats his cheeks and looks him over. And it's a good thing that she signs, because the apple still in her teeth.
Wow.
And she signs, everything good? Fits okay?
Yeah, it fits amazing. You do see him, like, do, like, a careful, like, looking over himself sort of deal.
She's nodding, like, good. Then, finishes off the apple.
Crunch.
Yeah, just a very quick crunch, tosses core into a trash can, signs. What are the plans for today? Gonna go ask around?
Yeah, I suppose so. I might as well start somewhere. Very weird sound as he, like, brings his hand to his face and kind of, like, rubs his eyes. But, he does kind of, like, pause for a second as, like, he's trying to think of, like, the game plan TM. And he, looks back to her almost sheepishly, and he's just, is it alright if I come back here at some point?
And she nods and signs. I was quite literally about to tell you, please come back anytime if you need a place to stay.
Yeah, he does laugh at that. A very animated laugh he does. And he's just, thank you.
And she continues to sign, and if anything gets ripped or torn and you need it to be mended,
I'll be sure to come right here.
she gives a very, very firm, decisive nod.
And he just kind of nods back. And I think he kind of, like, stands up at that. There's, like, this brief moment, like, he's trying to figure out how to say goodbye, before he kind of, like, lifts a hand and just goes, I'll see you around.
And Manah smiles and waves and signs, see you later.
And yeah, he kind of just waves, and you brought him in through the back, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he knows where the door is.
That's fine.
He like turns around and he's just like, wait.
Manah's like silently laughing again as she stands up and starts bringing him to her front door.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, thank you.
And then
Yeah.
he gets one last pat on the shoulder, and an enthusiastically signed "Good luck."
He gives you a thumbs up.
This is really fucking cute.
It was.
Man. I'm sorry, Manah took one look at your little guy and was like, haha, mine now.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. I simply hold up a little guy.
He just has such little guy energy. I love him.
Alright, but that's all. Oh gosh.
Yeah, thank you, Avi.
Yes, thank you, Marzi, for playing with me.
Thank you for playing with me in this space.
Play with me in this space. Okay. And thank you so much to our listening audience, both now and in the future. For now, we are going to bid you a good time zone. Bye.
Bye.